All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're back here with another Dbz Dokkan battle video, and we're just gonna be going over the Team Turles Easy A. I did Easy A this character this morning. He dropped last night. I went to bed. He dropped. Took a quick glance at him. He seems pretty solid, but there is some outlying issues with this character. Now he is a LR Easy A. So you can't really complain too much about Easy A characters. He is pretty good though, but we'll talk more about it as we're going over the character and these issues that I'm having with this guy. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, first things first, the big thing that we need to talk about now is he is an extreme STR character. There is like a really big lack of extreme STR characters in the game, but now actually on global we did just get two big ones. I would say like this guy and Cell Max are probably like the two best extreme STR characters. Cell Max is definitely better, but Cell Max and this guy have the same problem where they are both like super restricted and they don't work together. Like their restrictions kind of mix and match. So yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So leader skill, Terrified Conquerors, category key 4, HP attack and defense 150 or extreme type. Key 4, HP attack and defense 100%. So yeah, he'll be pretty solid for Battlefield. I like running mono team still in Battlefield. Battlefield is just kind of annoying for me to clear, but I like running mono team still. It's the easiest way to get it done. You can run like categories at this point. You have plenty. I might even like redo my whole Battlefield strategy and start bringing like specific teams for specific fights. But right now, I've just been running model teams. It's been working for me so far, so no need to change it up. Super attack, Calamity Blaster. So this is 12 key, raises attack and defense for 1 turn, cause colossal damage to the enemy, and a high chance to stun an enemy. He also, so it's a 30% to attack and defense, and then 50% chance to stun. Pre-Easy A, I don't think he had this, right? Yeah, no, he didn't get any defense, so that's good. Ultra super attack, crushing massacre, greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause mega colossal damage to the enemy and great chance of stunning the enemy. So 50% defense and 50% attack and a 70% chance to stun. That's gonna be good in like super battle royale. I know like some of these harder fights you actually can stun. Like I think stage 2 of Cell Max you can stun. Some of the fights on JP you can stun. Is there another one I'm missing? I don't know, but like Super Battle Road, you're always able to stun. I'm like so far behind on Super Battle Road. I need to go clear some of those stages and catch up, man. Anyways, so here comes the juicy part. This passive skill, Super Combat Group. So attack and defense 180%. Key 1 up to 5 plus additional attack and this attack 10% up to 50%. Reduces damage received by 10% up to 50% per Terrified Conquerors or Planetary Destruction category ally on the team, depending on which category has more members. So it's only one or the other. You can't mix and match. So you can't do like 2 Terrifying Conquerors and 3 Planetary Destruction. It has to be 5 Planetary Destruction characters or 5 Terrifying Conquerors. You really want to get that 50%. Now, like if you run like 2 Terrifying Conquerors and 3 Planetary Destructions, it will just take the 3 Planetary Destructions and give you 30% damage reduction. You really want the 50, but again, Terrifying Conquerors isn't really in the best spot right now, and neither is Planetary Destruction with the best characters. Like the best extreme class characters aren't even on neither of these categories, I would say, right? Yeah, Cell Max isn't on Terrifying Conquerors or Planetary Destruction. Broly isn't on Terrifying Conquerors or Planetary Destruction. Who else can I think about? I think Rudagon is on Planetary Destruction. These are pretty good. So yeah, just something to think about. Anyways, continuing. Plus an additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super attack. And if there is an Earth-bred Fighters category enemy, plus an additional attack plus 50%. Now this is pretty good for all the Supreme Magnificent Battle. Most of all the fights are Earth-bred Fighters. Like if we just, let's actually see if we can pull it up real quick. Alright, so here I have Supreme Magnificent Battle versus Dragon Ball Super Edition. Goku's Earth-bred Fighter. I don't think these guys are Earth-bred Fighters. Another Goku, that's Earth-bred Fighter. Is Trunks? I think Trunks is Earth-bred Fighters too. Vegeta's not. Another Goku, that's an Earth-bred Fighter. Gogeta, I don't think so. And then Gohan is also an Earth-bred Fighter. So that's like what? 5 out of, what is it? That's like 6 out of 8 fights is versus Earthbred fighters. And if you go to Universe Survival Stock, which I think is the more harder ones, Vegeta's not. Gohan and Piccolo, I don't think so because of Piccolo. 17, 18, I don't think so either, but Master Roshi is. So I guess Master Roshi, I guess not so much for this one. Yeah, not so much for this one, but like Android should low-key be. Hold on, let me see if can I check their card? Yeah, no, they're not. Okay, I just had to make sure they're not on Earthbred fighters. But yeah, so yeah, Earthbred fighters is gonna be not too hard to get in this. Some of the harder fights these days are super class enemies, and the chance of you getting like a Trunks, a Goku, a Gohan, a Goten, you know, some of those characters, a Krillin, it's getting pretty up there, pretty high. So that I do not mind. Where were we? And then we got Terrifying Conquerors or Planetary Destruction category allies, key 3 attack and defense 50%. So he is going to be supporting these two categories. Again, my big problem with these two categories is like the best characters aren't on these two categories. Like if he was like movie bosses, that boom, mwah. Like make it Terrifying Conquerors, Planetary Destruction, or movie bosses, and I like this character like a million times better. Plus an additional key 6 and attacks effectives against all types when the target enemy is in attack down status or stun. So this is like, who else does this? I think Tech Jiren does something like this where he like, I don't know, like guaranteed crits or something when they're attacked down or stunned. The problem is like a lot of these fights, this is gonna be null and void because you can't debuff the enemy and you can't stun the enemy. Like against a lot of hard bosses. One that you can do it to Cell Max. Like Cell Max you can stun, so he'll get this against Cell Max, but like some of the other fights like Beast Gohan, Trunks, Evolution Blue Vegeta, and eventually Goku and Frieza, when we get it, you can't stun him. I think, can you attack debuff Goku and Frieza? I don't think so, but you can't. This is like null and void versus like some of the hardest fights in the game. So keep that in mind. We got attack effectives against all types when key is 20 or more, and attacks become critical hits and launches an additional super attack when key is 24. Now this line I really like because he not only is he getting guaranteed crits, but he also launches additional super attack. This is probably like one of my favorite things in this kit. This is good. Yeah, that's really good. Next we have his active skill, Fruit Tree of Might, key 24 for 1 turn. And can be activated when HP is 6% or less, or starting from the 8th turn from the start of battle up to 2 times. So he's one of these characters that can use his active skill more than once. Another one that comes to mind is the Tournament of Power 17 and 18. I believe they can use their active skill like a bunch of times. He gives himself 24 key for 1 turn. Honestly, I think they should have let him use this like 3 or 4 times, honestly, because this guy struggles for key. He can struggle for key. I'm gonna try to use him. I don't really know where I can use him at because I don't have like a lot of big characters that we would use. Like I don't have this Turles. You'd probably run with him. Let's just go ahead and look at Planetary Destruction. Let's pull up Planetary Destruction, and let's also pull up, hello computer, hello, let's pull up that. All right, so Planetary Destruction, my computer is like dying over here. This is what we have on Planetary Destruction. We have Golden Frieza, who's like okay at the start. He's good at the start of the fight, but he falls off towards the end of the fight. With these fights being a little longer, he kind of becomes like a sitting duck. You have this guy who I don't have. He's like solid, but I don't have him. Amon and Raisin, they're kind of like past their time. These bosses are just hitting too hard for them. Broly, he's nothing. He made easy A. Pajama Bears, I didn't even easy A him. I'm not really like, I guess I can try Pajama Bears, but like you looking at this category, who are you running with them? Like Cell, Harudagon, yeah, I like Harudagon. Harudagon's still pretty good, but who else are you running? There's like nobody else here. There's nobody. Like, you can scroll all day, but there's no characters here that you're running. They all suck. This category sucks. This category needs help, like massive help. And then we had Terrifying Conquerors. We have Terrifying Conquerors, but like again, who are you running? Like Ginyu, I don't have Ginyu, but Ginyu's restricted as well to where you want special pose. So you don't want to run Ginyu on another restricted team because Ginyu's not going to be looking as good as he can be. Like, but who are you running? Like Golden Frieza, sure. What is this? Planetary Destruction? No, this is Terrifying Conquerors. Like, yeah, this Golden Freezer's okay. I think he wants super bosses though, if I'm not mistaken. And you know what I mean? Like, you just don't have the characters to make him work. Like, they're just non-existent. Now, I mean, it's a step in the right direction. Like, you're not always gonna have like a full team ready to go to run some of these villain teams. I just personally wish they made this guy to help the characters that are already in the game. Like, imagine if, like I was saying earlier, imagine it's Terrifying Conquerors, Planetary Destruction, or movie bosses. That just opens so many more doors, because he's on movie bosses. Movie bosses is a much better team. You got Broly, Chi and Limo, you got Harudagon, you got Broly, you got Cell Max, and you know what I mean? Now we're in business. We can start talking about, like, right, like, you have 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 if you put Freeze on there, and that's boom, you have a team. Just like that, you have a team, and it's probably like the best villain team in the game at that point. Like I don't know, like, movie bosses would have really helped this character out. He looks good. I'll try and play around with him. I don't imagine that I'm going to be able to get most use out of him. I don't think a lot of people are going to be able to get most good use out of this character. We'll see how this goes after Worldwide comes out, but as of right now, I'm not a fan. Like, he's good in his own right, but who are you running him with? Like, he's just another one of those dead releases. But again, we'll see what happens with Worldwide. Worldwide is I'm thinking it's gonna be like movie themed. I know we're getting Broly, so I'm thinking it's just gonna be movie themed. So we should get like a Broly and a Super Saiyan 2 Goku, and then maybe like I don't know, maybe a Bojack, a Janemba. I don't know, some of these other villains that are on like Terrifying Conqueror. I don't know, is Janemba. Even then, even if it's movies, bro, he doesn't have movies in his game. Like, they should have just gave him movies, bro. I don't understand why they couldn't just throw movies in there. But yeah, there it is. There's Turles, Team Turles. If you've been enjoying the character, good for you. If you have the character, that's even great. Another free, well, I'm not gonna say free, but another easy A. You can't complain about getting the easy A. I'm sure somebody somewhere, this character probably completes 13. Somewhere in this world, this character completes 13, just not mine. Yeah, that's gonna be the video for today. There's Team Turles. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next one.